About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me, and one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They've just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
As General Wesley Clark said back in 2007, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Yemen, Somalia were already screwed now. Now they are laying groundwork to attack Iran. Only a fool would think that it is a coincidence that the leaders of all these nations became bad and started killing their people so that America can go save them. So how are these scoundrels in Washington able to progress their agenda? They just lie and use the fake stream media for their propaganda. Because a lot of Americans still believe the fake stream media and the politicians, they just follow the orders to go on war, thinking that they are fighting for the country. But in reality, they are fighting for the bankers who profit from war. Like the terrorist organizations, those lie and brainwash the terrorists to perform an attack in the name of religion. The corrupt politicians lie and brainwash the people to go on war in the name of patriotism. Before 10 years, those people that started seeing through the lies in the fake stream media got no chance to hit back at the media and the politicians. All they can do was just blast the television out of frustration. So the awareness of the crimes done by the government was pretty much limited to the small group of people. Just in the past 10 years, thanks to the presence of social media, when people see a lie in the media, they started hitting back using the social media like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp. So what kind of people will think about exposing the lies by the media? Only the people who care about the nation. I mean the patriots. Those patriots who woke up to the lies and the deception behind the sweet words from the politicians and the media started participating in the social media on a large scale. This led to a massive wave of information revolution in the social media, led by the patriots. People with the nationalist mentality mostly belong to the right, and that's why there is a global nationalist uprising. The number of people that woke up to the deception reached a critical point in 2016, so that it can overturn the elections, not only in the United States, but also on a global scale. People were just in a desperate mode to choose any shit that is not a traditional puppet politician that keeps lying with gentle words. At that point came Donald Trump, who insulted the politician and the lying mainstream media. His insults at the politicians and the media showed that he is anti-establishment. This made the people to turn towards him because the establishment is a common enemy. The next major reason that got Trump elected was that the career politicians and the mainstream media going on a meltdown over him. Their meltdown acted as a certificate that the Trump is genuinely anti-establishment. So what media thought would destroy Trump made him stronger. But media got no other option but to destroy themselves to strengthen Donald Trump. Clueless people thought that it is the racist, sexist and xenophobics or the Russian-led fake news propaganda got Trump elected. The fact is that the traitors in Washington got exposed by the patriots via social media in the form of an information revolution wave. So that's the secret behind Donald Trump's victory. Of course, it's not Russia. Is this information revolution wave reaching everyone? I don't think so. But how do we make it to reach everybody? Folks, listen to me carefully. Even though a lot of Americans are beginning to wake up to the deception, there are still millions more who still believe the politicians and the media. They are the ones who follow the orders to go on war. Why do you think they haven't woken up to the lies and the deception by the government? It's because they haven't educated themselves about the basics like what is petrodollar? Do private banks control the Federal Reserve? Or can you audit the Federal Reserve? If they knew about the petrodollar, then they can clearly see the real motive of the United States to mess around in the Middle East. They remain ignorant to so many such basic questions. And that's because they may not be interested to learn all these. Because they spend most of their time in watching movies, sports, games, or shows by artists like Stephen Colbert or John Oliver, who does propaganda in the name of comedy. Because these people search only such things in YouTube. YouTube constantly feeds them with the same content. I mean, if you search for dinosaur, then YouTube would feed you with the videos related to dinosaurs. They won't get our videos or any educational materials in their YouTube suggestions. So effectively, many of them live in a bubble. Even if you make many videos to wake up the people, your videos will be watched only by those people who are interested in this topic. And most probably they would have woken up already. So our efforts to spread the awareness will become less efficient by time. We need to get our videos to be seen by these ignorant people. Here's a strategy, guys. Each of you create YouTube channels. Start publishing the videos related to sports, games, or movies. Gradually, these people will get into your subscribers list. Once you reach to a significant number of subscribers, just publish a video educating them about petrodollar and relate that to why the United States is meddling in the Middle East. Inform them that Vietnam War was a false flag. Show them the evidence of that false flag because it exists. And tell them that it is reasonable to think 9/11 attacks may also be a false flag. Expose the lies by the politicians and the media. This will trigger many of them to think and ask questions. Don't say things like Illuminati, secret society, Rothschild, or Rockefeller that will just turn them off. Make sure your video gives a sensible picture to make a point that the politicians and the media are deceiving the public. Come on, folks, let's escalate our fight against the evil. Share this idea with everybody. Let's make this world a better place and a peaceful place. Thank you. See you then.